All right, so I don't have a cameraman right now, so a little bit awkward, but I want to talk you through our main technique. What you're going to do is you're going to have the tube and you're going to kind of push it in front of you, and you're going to be putting a little bit of pressure on the plunge rod, and then you're going to use this as you're actually going to push it, and there's going to be a ball of material, right? That's why I call it the rollerball method, because you'll push this out. There'll be a ball of material, and then you're going to just push this right along. And the curve of this trowel will then end up kind of scraping and leaving a little bit of mastic right there where you want it on the seam. Now, obviously, I only have one panel set up, so there's not a real seam here, but I think you guys can use your imagination. You know, typically they come about halfway, or depending on the panel. So, what you might find is that on some panels you have to be a little bit more on it, a little bit more angled like this. More directly. Some panels you want to actually let it breathe a little bit and kind of push. It's I don't know how to say this nicely. Some guys get this quick, and then some guys just really struggle with that technique. Typically, if you can find the guy that gets it quick, man, put him on the tube. He's your tube guy. Let him run. I do like my skill guy being behind him with the brush, actually brushing in. It's what I call the law of last touch, which is really, he's able to kind of watch. He's also able to chirp at the guy, hey, going too fast, going too slow. Spec here is for most of these verticals is 2 inches wide. So as you're laying it in there, you'll probably lay it at about an inch kind of thick, and then as you back brush it in, you'll get that nice even coverage right 2 inches wide. So if there's too much coming out, go faster is really the best way. If you're struggling getting enough, you might need a different guy on the tube, because this way is pretty easy if he can sort of get the feel of it. Also, when you're using this largemouth, you want to leave this in and then draw the material up through it, okay? As a side note, it's different for our fastener grades tips, which are real long and skinny. You don't want to try to draw through those, but these kind of short and fat tips, this is 1.9. We also have an inch and a half and a 1 inch. So the sweet spot is where you have good control, but you can also draw the material up through that particular tip. So if you can do that with the 1.5, you might like that. I think we might end up being able to draw through it with the 1 or the 1.5, and then we'll have a little bit more control going on the vertical. Now, I think as you get really comfortable, you're just going to settle on the bigger tip, and just your guys are just going to go really fast. I can do about 60 feet in 60 seconds pretty easily when I'm striping verticals. So.